5 things that don't seem right about Trump and Melania. Donald Trump and his wife Melania seem to have a strange dynamic. Donald is always first, always loud, always trying to stand tall by himself. Melania seems forever in the background, ignored by her husband, as if she has been relegated there only to sit pretty. It's not the way the last U.S. presidential marriage was represented in public. Barack and Michelle Obama were a double threat. They were 2 powerhouses of equal weight, intelligence, and prowess, always both holding their own. Here are 5 observations we have made about the Trump couple dynamic. He leaves her 10 steps behind him. As the Huffington Post has pointed out, there's always significant distance between Donald and Melania whenever they are leaving Air Force One. He is always 10 steps in front of her, often waving and putting on his clown-like show, while completely ignoring her presence, or offering to help her down the stairs, as a gentleman should. She flinches when he touches her. Melania always seems a bit nervous in public, which is totally expected. The whole world is watching, after all, and she didn't ask for this job. However, her husband's touch doesn't seem to put her at ease. Instead, it appears to frighten her. She flinches, or even shudders, when he puts his hands on her arms, as seen in February at a rally in Florida. They sleep in separate beds. Sure, some couples don't sleep in the same bed when they're in agreement with what works for them, owing to comfort and sleep hygiene. All the power to them for going against the grain. Melania and Donald reportedly don't sleep in the same bed, and it is widely claimed, though completely unsubstantiated, that it's her decision, an apparent bid to avoid spending time with her husband. Of course, this is only speculation, but Donald Trump doesn't really seem like the kind of introverted man that wants his alone time. He loves people around him. He lives for the audience. So, if indeed it is Melania's decision alone, it could definitely be a sign of unhappiness that could negatively affect a marriage. Melania doesn't even live in the White House. We should note that, while Melania allegedly doesn't sleep with Donald at night when she's with her husband, she doesn't actually live in the same house as him either. It was well publicized before the presidential inauguration that Melania would live at Trump Tower in New York, at least until summer 2017. The apparent reason for this is so their son Barron can finish the school year. However, given that Melania's habitation of Trump Tower costs U.S. taxpayers between US $127,000 and $146,000 per day alone, just for security, means the child is getting a very expensive education on the state dollar. As parents, the Trumps aren't setting a great example. You have to wonder, what kind of mother and father would prioritize their own child's fancy education, when education budgets will be slashed for every other child in the United States? Their dress and style never complements each other. Donald Trump is a poorly dressed man. As GQ recently pointed out, his suits are ill-fitting and baggy, his trousers wrinkled, his shirt cuffs uneven, and his tie always too wide, bold, and too loud. Melania, on the other hand, is seriously stylish, even though many prominent American fashion designers won't dress her. She's often in highly tailored neutral or pastel suits and dresses. She always looks incredible, but somehow like she's going to a completely different event than her husband. A prominent couple shouldn't be twinsies, but they do need some synergy if they are to represent their brand properly.